Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are taking a look at our very first product from Blokees. This is the Jetwing Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon, part of the Classics line, a more advanced model kit version compared to the miniature versions from Blokees. So without further ado, let's go check this guy out and see what he's all about. That box art is just absolutely astonishing. We've got multiple Blokees transformers and different logoing throughout the entirety of the box. We've got Jetwing Prime on the bottom. We can see that it does have light up chest and eyes, but my gosh, that artwork on the front is vibrant. It pops. It really sells the box and the figure. It looks incredible. To that right side of the box, we've got another beautiful artwork render of Optimus Prime. He looks absolutely incredible with his shield right there. Transformers logo and a beautiful Autobot logo with more words for the Jetwing Prime. On the left side of the box, we've got a beautiful rendering of the back and front of the Jetwing Prime himself. He looks incredible. The wingspan is very, very big and it expands quite nicely. And then also the cool thing is everything you see here for the weapons is exactly what he used in those three Bayverse films. So it's a really nice inclusion to get those. To the top of the box, we've got a really nice render of Optimus Prime again with his Dark of the Moon weapon from the film. And lastly, to the back, more Blokees and Transformers logoing, as well as a bit of a bio for Optimus Prime with some poses of him in his Jetwing flight mode. As well, you can see all the model kit parts that come with this set. The base looks awesome. The content of the box is all of this. So there's a lot of bags here. Again, 163 pieces to build this bad boy of a Transformer. We've got a bit of warning, labels and things like that. Do we need them? No. But we've got the instruction manual to build said figure. From what I can look at already, it's going to be a very, very simple build. Again, very simple to what you would have with the blind bag Blokees. But there is a lot of stuff. So let's get that time lapse of building this guy out of the way before we can get to the main event. So you're probably wondering, where did that time lapse go? Well, funny you say that. Your boy accidentally deleted it, and pretty much the entirety of the video, except that one clip of me emptying the package and everything coming out of it. Whoopsies. But hey, mistakes happen, and we just got to appreciate how beautiful this figure looks already. Just looking at him, I'm in awe. I love it. So let's not waste any more time and get looking at these accessories. So taking a look at the accessories for this figure, and there's a lot. You can't lie. There is a lot of stuff for this, and I really like that they included so much. And pretty much, really everything is a culmination of Transformers 1, 2, and 3. So obviously, these little bits here of the chest piece and the arm parts are from, you know, Revenge of the Fallen and 07. Some of his weaponry is from the first two films, and then you've got bits of the third, and I really like that. So let's have a look. So first of all, we've got the Energon Axe from Dark of the Moon, which I think is a very, very cool accessory to have for this guy. Nice detailing, the Energon translucent coloring through the axe, as well as the Cybertronian symbols. Really cool, and it's really easy just to take off. It's very tough and jointed in there. It's very hard to get out. Next up, we have both of his Energon swords that he does use in Transformers 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't believe he uses them in 5. I could be wrong, but these look fantastic. The modeling and the detailing with the sculpting looks incredible. More of the Cybertronian symbols. Really fun, really easy to assemble to the figure. I'll show that a little bit later on in the video. You literally just peg them on, which I'm pretty sure you can do here. I can just show you right now. So all you do is just peg it on, and then you just clip it back onto the actual arm piece. But it works well, it looks fantastic, and it's also very easy to assemble and deassemble. We have his signature weapon from 07 and 09 in Transformers 1 and 2. We've got his classic Ion Blaster. Again, sculpting looks fun. Assembly was very simple and very easy to do. Had a little issue trying to get this piece on, but I was able to get it on with a bit of glue. Some of them in this set I had to do glue because they were just too loose and they just weren't coming out properly and sticking to it. But again, This is another fun blaster. It will be a very fun little task to repaint, accessorize, make a little bit better, but he's a lot of fun. Next up, we have his weapon he uses in the third film. He uses this for a little bit. He uses it against the Decepticon in the ship, but then also towards the end of the film, again with the others. Incredible detailing and sculpting on this. It was also very fun and easy to build. Got to be quite fun trying to figure out which parts I want to paint blue, paint red, and then paint, obviously, gunmetal gray. But a lot of fun, very fun to play with. He also holds it very easily as well, which is very nice. Here we have the shield that he uses in Dark of the Moon against Sentinel Prime, but as well as other various parts of towards the end of the film. I actually can't remember if he uses it towards the end of the film at all, except the start against Shockwave. I could be wrong, but again, the build was very fun, very easy. I thought it would be a lot harder for it, but it wasn't. Sculpting was fantastic with that gold coming through, as well as the gunmetal gray. There's the back of it, very basic, very bland. I kind of wish there was a bit more model bits you could put on the back to kind of seal it a bit more, but it's fine. He holds it very well, and we'll show that later on. And the last part of the weapons that he has for, or the accessories that he has for this, is his two massive ones he uses against the Drillbot, as well as when he comes down and just absolutely annihilates all those Decepticons, pretty much in a line ready for him as he was going for Sentinel Prime and Shockwave. Sculpting and the detailing on this was very well done, as well as building these. The creative way that you put this together was very fun, very quick. I thought it'd be a lot harder than it was. You got that nice blue there, as well as the, oh sorry, that's red. You got that red there as well as the blue. Kind of might do a bit of a paint again throughout this, just to kind of color it a little bit more instead of having it so gray and so silver. But these are very fun. They also clip on very easily to the arms, which again, I will show later on. Now that we've got the weapons out of the way, we are going to look at the rest of the parts for this. Now, these are just kind of extra bits you can give your Prime. So if you haven't bought the, I believe they did make an 07 version of this figure, you can just get this and then you get the accessories for it. So we've got the arm guard pieces for 07, very simple, very basic. We've got 2 extra hands, which you can give him. Very nice, very chill. We've got an extra head, which is a little bit bigger. I believe this is for when he's in jet mode. I'm not too sure. But the detailing is fantastic. It looks incredible. The build process, a little bit complicated for mine, but I got the job done. Just look at that. Incredible. And then lastly, but not least, we have the 07 chest piece, which you can add to the figure. The detailing is incredible. Very fun. You just have to add a few little pieces to from the Dark of the Moon one to this, but very simple and very easy. If you had a miniature version of it, what a YOLO Park is, and the level of detailing and accessories and things like that you get for that, this is exactly what Blokees have achieved, and I really value that a lot. But with all honesty, Blokees, you did it out of the park. This is one of the funnest model kits I've ever built, one of the funnest figures I've ever held, and I'm gonna say it, played with, because you kind of have to just kind of discover the level of posability, playfulness you can with these. And especially for me, when doing toy photography, this is a 10 out of 10. So before we have a look at the closer up details and everything on Prime, we're going to take a look at that jetpack, because again, 10 out of 10. Taking that wingspan for a joyful look, it was absolutely fun building this piece. The level of detail that went into the jet part with the boosters to just everything else really shined and made this a fun build. From the blue and red on the booster paneling parts to the gold on the top, it was a really unique piece of machinery to put together. So here we have Prime. We're going to have a closer look at him because he looks exceptional. They really did a great job, Blokees. Again, it really does feel like this is a very miniature version of a deluxe YOLO Park figure, which in itself says a lot about what you're getting for the price and then everything in between. But let's take a closer look at him. So we're going to have a look at that head. Now, the cool little thing before we do anything is if you flick it, he does light up. just a little bit. Let me turn the light off for a sec, see if it will work a little bit better. There we go. Much better. Got really nice light piping, light effect in the figure base itself. So I guess you call it his spark is light. His spark lights up as well. His eyes. If you can see that you kind of do have pupils in the eye light as well, which is really nice. A little bit of detailing for that one. Turn the lights back on and plug them back in. So it's really nice. But the head sculpting is fantastic. We've got the mouth guard all painted up as well as the silver ears on the sides. Not too shabby. I'm keeping the Jetwing part of the Prime bit just added onto it. Just kind of makes him a little bit bulkier, a little bit more, not meaner, but more armored up, I guess you could call it. We've got nice sculpting in the chest piece, especially with the abs from Dark of the Moon. We've got the doors on the sides with those beautiful red flames, and they also do carry over to the arms as well. On those shoulder pads, you've got those nice the blue armor with the red flames, as well as the arm guards itself with those blue flames. Really nice coloring. I like that real kind of a yellowy orange, and it slowly migrates to the red on the upper armor parts. Looks really great. Nothing too detailing with the arms. They're pretty much generic on both sides. Nothing too highly detailed that go into them compared to obviously the back itself. A lot of nice detailing on the back with the red flames as well, with the silver canister parts from the truck. Optimus Prime's butt flaps right here. And then moving on to the legs themselves. I'm going to start off at the bottom. Really nice detailing for the legs and the feet with the sculpting, as you can see right there. More nice artwork on the sides for the truck as well as the side. Really nice flame details. Blue shin guards, bit of work in there. And then the tires, and then nothing really else. Very plain on the back. But he is highly detailed, very, very screen accurate, and one of the absolute best. So the next thing I want to quickly show you guys is how to assemble the Jetpack to Prime himself. So all you do is, if you can see on the back there's a little small hole right there. That is where this piece is going to fit, and it literally, this piece and this piece will fit into these two holes, and they'll just go right in. And then there we go. It fits, it works. He looks honestly insane with it, and the scale just kind of brings out a lot more. And here we have Optimus Prime with that jetpack on, and he looks incredible. It really does bring out the extra bit of size to this figure itself, especially with the Prime figure so small. It really adds on an extra bit of, I guess, scale as well. Turning around to the side and the back, look at that. He just looks absolutely fantastic. As always, let's go take this guy out to do some awesome toy photography.